Like
See
Broadway.
that? You're finally wearing the glitter jacket.
Yeah, I did. I
never
did.
wore it on the
Since
show
it's our
before.
first show tonight.
This is our first show on Village Connection Network. I'm really excited.
Way to go. Give me 5 on that. Let's do this. Yeah.
Good evening. How are you guys?
Heather Lee, how are you, sweetheart? We're shipping.
I'm doing
shirts away.
great. I had to call in because I just wanted you guys to pay extra shipping to get my shirt.
Thank you, Heather.
Actually, I'm going to give them to your father, and he's going to ship them to you.
Oh, in that case, I'll never get it.
Brought up a really good point, Darren.
Happy New Year, everybody, and welcome to the Business Power Hour with Darren and the Music Man. Sounds like somebody's in heat.
That's good. How are you, Music Man this week? One of the cardinal rules. 2 things you never do to a woman. You never say they're old, and
But
you
I'm
never
not
say
married.
they're
I'm
heavy.
never going to see
You
her
never ask
again.
them how
What's the
much
difference?
trust me. Oh, wait a
Actually,
second.
we both know I won't be seeing you again.
You know Lauren for a long time.
Yes, I do. By the way, this is a Yankee station.
It's a Yankee station. John, it's a Yankee station.
All right?
4th extravaganza.
Hell no.
Hi, Eileen. Eileen's on.
Hi, Eileen. Eileen Karina is on.
Yeah,
Hi, Eileen.
John's not calling, he's chicken.
Did you just call me a chicken?
I called you a chicken. I did call you a chicken.
You called me a chicken.
I called you a chicken. I gotta get him a cough button, Jim. What do you think?
A cough button would be a good idea.
But our own John from Hazlitt provided the confetti for the ticker tape parade. Eileen's watching tonight. Hi, Eileen.
Hi, Eileen. Why don't you call in and say... Hey, give me some loving.
How are you, Music Man?
Hello, Darren. How are you?
I'm fantastic.
I'm
this
absolutely convinced. I'm absolutely convinced that
telling
you
you.
got some kind of brain damage when you had that thing last year.
I'm telling you, and he called.
Seeing interviews by Darren and the Music Man. Ladies and gentlemen, Darren Siafi and Norman Wasserman.
Let's do this.
Yeah. Oh, is it?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Business Power Hour with Darren and the Music Man. I being Norman the Music Man, and Dimples over here. He is Darren. So good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Music Man. How
What's
are
up,
you
baby?
this
I'm
evening?
good. I'm good. Got it dried out from last Wednesday.
Well,
again,
we had a couple of raindrops on the way here.
Yes,
I know,
we did.
I know it
Yeah.
rained in Brooklyn today. I wasn't in Brooklyn, but it did rain in Brooklyn. It did not.
Who
rain
cares
out
if you
here.
weren't in Brooklyn? Who cares if it rained in
Michelle
Brooklyn?
was in Brooklyn. So
It rained in Oshkosh. So
it's rained in Oshkosh and all that other stuff.
So that's.
So did you have a good week?
Yeah, I had a pretty good week. I got to tell you what happened here.
Okay.
I'm coming here tonight. By the way, did you see our new introduction? Darren did that. Spent a lot of hours going to do it, so kudos to Darren.
Thank you.
Really
Thank
good. We'd like to know what you think of it if it's good. If it's
No,
not good,
if
don't
it's
tell
good.
us.
If it's not, if you don't think it's good, I don't want to hear from you.
Exactly. So I'm and you know, we don't walk out of here till like 9:15, 9:20. You know, every Wednesday night. So I haven't had dinner, and you sometimes don't have dinner. So I stopped off to get a slice of pizza. So I look in the case, and I said, I'll take that one. I said, how much do I owe you? She says to me, $5.15. I said, for a pie or for a slice of pizza? She said, a slice of pizza. I said, are you kidding me? $5.15
Hey, you know what?
for a slice of pizza.
Listen, I remember when it was 50 cents a slice.
50s. I used to get a pie for $1.25.
Well,
when I was
that's you know
back in prehistoric times.
Well, that was when you had a horse and buggy.
No, I just had the buggy. I had to pull the buggy by myself. That's why I needed something to eat. Anyway, what's up with you?
That's, same old stuff. Just chugging along, making things happen. All kinds of running around, just busy. Nothing, going crazy other than the fact the Yankees are on fire, man.
Yeah, the Mets too.
Well, man, you know what?
But they lost one game, right?
Well, they're playing Atlanta now.
Oh, is that a
So
good thing or bad thing?
We'll see what
Lance
happens.
is good?
Up until now, they've been playing a pretty weak schedule.
They've had really, really good
But I know
good
my
pitching.
cousin, he's actually in Hawaii.
He's still there?
Yeah, he's still there. So
What did he steal? They put him in jail?
I don't know what they're doing with
He's
him.
doing confetti?
It may be. He's doing confetti in Hawaii.
All right.
But yeah, so he was all excited and stuff. And I said, you got to relax because
They're bound to blow it.
Yeah, they're
Bound
bound
to
to
blow
blow
it.
it.
You know what? He's relaxing or whatever he's doing there, or they won't let him go because of the fact that who's trying to reach him? Okay, it's Jimmy Savelli who's trying to reach us. Hi, Jim.
Hey, Jim.
Nice
Hold
to
on,
see you,
Jim.
pal.
How are you,
You
buddy?
can just lean across and just say hello.
That's
You don't have to buzz us.
It's because Norm's got his phone on. Buzz as usual.
we have a great guest there.
A returning guest.
A returning guest. So I guess we must have done something good last time.
We
Did
must
we do
have.
something good?
Yeah, I would say
So we
so.
want to
right.
welcome
Let's go.
Will from F1.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Thank you.
This
How are
is
you,
our
my friend?
security guy.
Very good. Very
Not,
busy.
not burglar security,
No, no.
internet security,
Security.
and systems for the business and for the residents.
So tell us a little bit about F1 and what you guys do.
Yeah, refresh us. What do you do?
Yeah, what do
So,
you all about?
in a nutshell, we do cybersecurity for small and mid-sized companies, in addition to other IT-related services. But we help businesses, particularly small and mid-sized, across Long Island and the tri-state, focus on what their real risk is in the cyber realm.
So what does that mean, risk in the cyber realm?
So back in the day, risk in the cyber realm was like getting a virus that would just send out spam and just be more of like a nuisance. Now, there's an actual threat behind it where you could have monetary damage as a result of it.
Okay, so monetary damage in the sense that my business gets shut down and I can't produce
Destroyed,
revenue?
not just shut down, but destroyed.
destroyed, like
As
all my
in literally,
computers,
right,
and
everything's
everything
gone.
else.
Take all your digital assets and just completely turn them into digital confetti.
That's
Really?
nuts.
Yeah.
But
And
we hear about this all the time. You know,
But wait
you hear
a
the
second.
banks
Well,
and
I mean,
municipalities. and
What's the deal? You know, all these backup things and all this other stuff, and
well, that's the problem. People aren't backing up. They're not putting the right security checks in
or
place.
they're not backing up significantly. They're taking basic backup and not looking for the future on these hackers that are coming into you.
So
is that right?
It's not like you have a house, right? Your
Yeah.
house has more than one door. You have a front door, a
Right.
back door, garage door. You have windows. Okay. Traditionally, people just focused on, I got a front door. I put lock on the doorknob. I put a deadbolt in. I got that little chain thing. I'm good. That's not how it is anymore. You got to lock your front door, the back door, the garage door, and you need to take the same precautions at every single point, because attackers are going to try and get to each one of those points. Obviously, the front door, if it doesn't work because it's easy, they'll try some other way. And the way to get in around the side and be let in voluntarily is through phishing emails, and that has been on.
now phishing emails. You talked about that last time,
Yeah.
right? And phishing emails. Explain what a phishing email is.
So a phishing email is getting an email, like you would any other, excuse me, any other one normally, but there is some kind of an urgency or a call to action or some kind of emotional response that causes you to kind of forget the process of, all right, is this real? Is it not real? And you act on emotion and you act quick. So by the time you realize what's happened, I mean, this could be over a few seconds, responding to an email, sending information out. The damage is done.
I mean, I've gotten somebody into Flash. It's just like this. So, and they
you mean
want to
in
freeze
Flash?
the account, but I shut my computer down immediately.
It happens faster than you could shut it down.
Well, it does. I mean, it's worked. It's worked for me. I've shut it down. It's happened a number of times, and they seem to disappear.
So that's a threat that's based on your local machine. But phishing emails happen on a much longer time scale. If it's like something easy where it's like ransomware, the ransomware will happen. It'll start encrypting all your files, and now you have to now return and get your files back, either with a backup or you're doing it with paying a ransom, which you should never ever do. But you're reacting to that. If you're doing phishing traditionally, you can steal credentials, which are much more valuable because now you have an asset of the company that's now outside of the organization.
So now, if I don't want to pay this ransom, and they're asking for $10,000. I'm not giving them $10,000. I guess if you have a business that's worth, $30-40 million, $10,000 is no big deal. You save your company, you get your files, if they really give you your files back. But what does the small business person do? If they take the stuff, how do you rebuild that again?
Well, if they take it and you have no backups,
Well, you do have a backup, but do they take the backup too?
What
go?
about this world of cloud accounting now? The cloud-based applications.
That's part of that risk, is that everybody wants to move to the cloud, but not everybody realizes that the cloud is not a backup.
Right.
The cloud is just another place where your files live.
Okay, so I have
Like
Office
Dropbox.
365. I have Office 365, right? And they give you OneDrive. They give you space on OneDrive.
Right.
So you're telling me that because it's on the internet, my OneDrive, because it copies what's on my computer and that it's still not safe.
If you get ransomware on your machine that's in front of you now, it will go through and push into your OneDrive. If you have a Dropbox, it'll push into the Dropbox. Now you start seeing it like cancer spread into every place that your computer has access to files. You have a USB stick,
Right.
it'll spread into that. You have a network shared folder, it'll get into that. If you have a share folder that's not even mapped to you, but that you can try and access, right? And that's exactly the problem.
How do you protect yourself from all that?
Look at it somewhat like insurance. Okay, you can buy insurance for anything, and you can pay any amount of money,
Correct,
to cover your risk
for any amount of insurance. Right.
But the issue is that small businesses don't have massive budgets to spend a blank check for, and based on certain criteria or aspects of that business, certain risks are more likely to happen given a certain style of doing business.
Okay.
So if your workforce is strictly on email, you want to make sure that the channel that they're communicating through is secured. So they're not going to try and,
So how do you, as a small business owner, right? How do I make sure that the channels I'm working through are secure?
You have to talk to a consultant.
Okay, we're talking to one.
Right.
Okay.
But,
Give us. Was that good?
That was good.
Give us an idea what we do, Mr. Consultant.
So say you came into my office. There's two people in my office.
Okay.
All right. We're running Office 365.
Okay.
We have a shared drive in our network, our local network, right? We each have a desktop machine, but we also have stuff in Dropbox. We have stuff in, OneDrive. How, just the basics of can we get some basic protection to make sure that our stuff isn't easily accessible?
So the biggest thing is make sure you have backups. Make sure you have backups that if you delete a file or you have a large scale damage to files, that you can restore them quickly.
I back up every day, maybe all day.
Well, there's two metrics that most people don't realize is very important. You have RPO, which is your recovery point objective, and you have your RTO, recovery time objective. Okay.
Okay. Whoa.
Right, and that's where the conversation starts to get into the weeds about certain aspects.
Okay, so
you could have something affordable like carbonite.
Right.
Now, carbonite is great as it's a backstop to having nothing else. But the problem there is that if you need to restore a large data set, I'm talking about like thousands of files, or download large files that are in that set, you're going to spend a lot of time downloading it, because it's great that you have the files protected.
Right.
It's another thing as to how fast you can get them back, and it's something else to when was the last point in time that you got a backup done. So it's not just that you have a backup.
I use carbonite.
All right, so in your case, if you have, let's say, under 1,000 files, you can restore those 1,000 files in a relatively short time.
What's that, 2 hours?
You're probably 5 to 7
hours.
Yeah.
And it does it automatically.
Right, you'll do a restore, and it'll put it into a folder, and it'll pull all the files back, and you're fine. But if you're a business, and it happens at 9:30 in the morning, and you have 12, 13 accountants doing accounting work, and that database file is now offline for 7 hours times 13 accountants, or 13 engineers that bill by the hour, and you suddenly take the whole network offline for 7 hours while you're waiting for a restore. That
it's very
significant.
What do you use
for my backup systems? I have I just have another machine that I back up to. on my network.
I think you better
So it's a local
talk to him.
backup. I have a local backup.
Right. So,
So-
again, what is your tolerance for risk? How much insurance do you think you need versus how much you actually need? Because if you have all those engineers and those accountants sitting idle, you say, I can't stand having them idle for more than 2 hours. All right, well, your recovery time objective needs to be under 2 hours.
So Darren just said he backs up to another machine. If they get into you, can they get into your system?
Yeah, without a doubt. They'll be able to get into my
Right, so if they get into his machine and they can see that he has a backup folder attached, whether it be through the network or through local with like a USB, it's no different. It's just going to see it. If it can write to it, it will write over the files and it's done.
I have a client for you. Him.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
So again, how much risk
I can't afford
can
him.
you?
Well, you don't know. He'll give you a deal.
No,
You don't know how poor I am.
I'm big on education. Right? That's one thing that I will educate somebody to at least understand what kind of risks we're seeing and what kind of risks are out there. So this way, whether they decide to contract with us or not, they at least have some understanding as to what the reality is out there.
So if I wanted to contract with you to say, hey, I want you to manage the backups for my office, are you doing that? Is it a monthly basis? How does that work? Is it a monthly fee? Is it, how do you make it affordable for the small business owner?
So affordability, you have to look at it on the flip side of not having it. Okay, a lot of the times it's not about the absolute disaster. Right, backups are great to cover you for absolute disasters, but unlike traditional insurance, there's a lot of little events that happen throughout the year that if you don't have a backup, it's going to cost you. So if you, let's go back to the engineering file. Okay, if somebody makes an edit over a file or makes a change and they need to go back, not just one version, but maybe 6 versions that was from 3 or 4 months ago, okay, you want to be able to get that old version back, because now having to recreate that file that you did at one point have is going to cost you more money than if you had the backup in place.
Right.
So it's understanding how your business, different than Norm's, different than Joe's, different than Mary's, is needing those files. How fast do you need them back? What is the value of certain files? How fast do you need to get not just your core files, but everything back? And in this calculation of what we talk about, we give you a solution.
You're telling me, because my Office 365 is not safe, even though it's cloud-based.
Just because it's not in your office doesn't mean that it's immune. I mean, if your building burns down, God forbid, your mail resources are not in the office.
Right.
But you do still need to take precautions to back that up. Because
What is Barracuda? I know you use it because you sent me files with Barracuda. What exactly?
That was a hit song in the
Barracuda?
late 70s, early 80s, right? Right, John? Heart, right? Yeah,
That's good.
Heart sang.
Okay. What's Barracuda?
So,
Yeah, Music Man.
I listen to music, not Barracuda.
that was a good song back then.
It was.
Yeah, see, you
was
don't
a good
know.
But you're all kids. You want good music? You got to go back to the 50s,
50s.
60s, whatever.
I got you.
So Barracuda, aside from being a great song on its own,
Get with the program, will you? What's Barracuda?
So it's a mail security platform. They have other platforms as well, but we use them quite often for mail security.
Well, if you use them, I would imagine they have to be good.
Right.
They got to be the premier of whatever is out there.
We find they're very robust, and especially with adaptive threats, with threats that happen or that are created outside of your regular type of spam and phishing emails, catching those, is on point. And especially
So
with
they're pretty much on top of their game with keeping up.
But that's
with
just for emails, is that right?
But
that's where your problems come
mail
from
security.
emails.
Yeah, not always. It's mail security. There is archiving, which takes every email that ever came in and left the organization. It's archived in an external database. Very often it's used more for like what we call a CYA policy, where, God forbid, you get into a lawsuit and you need to go back a couple of years and grab an email from an employee that had left, or somebody said, hey, I said this, no, you said that, and you go back into the archive and it's in there. You can now present that with the court and say this email was never tampered because the user never even saw this email, because it was so far up the chain before the user got to it, so it can't be tampered with. And now you have evidence that could potentially tip in your favor.
So if a user didn't call you for whatever reason, anybody listening to us and watching the show, I would imagine, just like Carbonite, you can buy this stuff online.
Yeah.
Okay. and you follow the directions, whatever, you can install it, upload it, whatever it may be.
Not.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's the question that I'm leading. Do we need, and I would imagine so, a professional to go and to do it right?
And if somebody needs to talk to a professional, how are people going to get in touch with you?
You can call us at 631-764-2600.
Okay.
Or they could email me at Will, that's WILL, at 631-764-2600.com. .com, yeah.
All right.
And if people want to call with questions for Will tonight,
Yes.
what number will they reach?
They can reach 631-415-1365.
Mm-hmm.
See, I remember that, right, Jim? That's it.
Jim, you are with us tonight, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So a
Jim's
quick
on top.
note on Barracuda. There also does backup as well for OneDrive.
Okay.
OneDrive and SharePoint.
All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to get into more details about that right after these words from our sponsors.
Okay.
Cool.
Hi, this is Darren from the Business Power Hour. Are you associated with a charity or a nonprofit organization that is looking to raise money, but you want to do something different from other charities or something you've never done before? Well, if that's the case, then you need to call our friends at Friend Entertainment USA. Friend Entertainment provides tribute concert events featuring the best tribute talent from all over the USA, saluting stars such as Donna Summer, the Bee Gees, Queen, and many more. Whether you like Motown, rock and roll, R&B, country, Christian, or whatever type of music you like, they will provide you with the best entertainment at a price that is very affordable. In addition to music, they are now offering comedy shows saluting such stars as Robin Williams and Joan Rivers. With over 31 years of experience, Friend Entertainment will teach you how to create a successful show. The first thing you need to do is sit down with them and learn how you and your organization can put together a show that can be done from anywhere in the USA. These events will help you bring needed funds and branding to your organization so you can continue to provide the needed services to your community. No organization is too big or too small. So reach out today. You can call or email Norman at Friend Entertainment USA and let him help your charity or nonprofit create an unforgettable fundraising experience. Call 844-698-9696. That's 844-698-9696, or visit their website at friendentusa.com and ask for the Music Man. Tell him Darren sent you. Small business owners, are you having trouble growing your business? Do you feel like you're always swimming upstream? Do you feel like daily tension that I can't get ahead and I don't know why? Hi everybody, my name is Darren Sayafi and I'm a business therapist. What's a business therapist? Well, some people call us coaches, some people call us advisors, other people even call us strategists. We take a vested interest in you and your personal development as a person and as a business owner to give you the tools and structure that you need to take it to that next level. So don't wait. Give me a call today for your free consultation and let me show you how you can help yourself.
Hi, this is Doug Cormack, Executive Director of Orchard Estate of Woodbury, Woodbury's first assisted living and memory care community. We're opening this summer for seniors who need a little or a lot of assistance with things like taking their medication, meals, or just a maintenance-free lifestyle. Our experienced staff keeps seniors and their families connected to what matters most. Call us today to inquire about our model apartments and discover how Orchard Estate of Woodbury is providing the lifestyle Long Island seniors deserve. Call 516-246-2167. That's 516-246-2167, or visit orchardestatewoodbury.com. Licensure pending.
And welcome back to the Business Power Hour with Darren and the Music Man, and we are sitting here with our buddy Will from F1 Solutions, and we're discussing.
You didn't remember that?
No, I'm old. F1 Solutions, and we're discussing threats, IT threats that'll happen,
like that.
To your business or at home.
So we got a couple of questions from the audience. Sorry.
That's all right. Go ahead.
A couple of questions from the audience. Darren's in a. Hey, Darren.
Hey, Darren.
Hey, Darren.
Thanks for. Darren used to watch us on the other station all the time.
There is no other
I
station.
know.
This is the only place.
From
And it's
the
run
very
by
beginning.
Jim Savelli.
So
Yo,
Darren,
Jim.
that's it. He's the man.
That's nothing moves on him.
So here's a great question Darren has: is how do you prevent hackers?
So you look. Hackers come from all different angles.
Mhm.
All right. The easiest way they're going to try and get to you is with phishing emails. That's why putting in a platform like Barracuda is really important. It's very affordable, and once you get it set up and fine-tuned,
Mhm.
again, that's something that we help the client get on board with. It's not just, okay, it's set up and going, but it's a constant evolution. And
Right.
we stand by the client with that, full support, and make sure that their mail is being fine-tuned and continuously at the edge of...
Is Barracuda insured? If
They're
there's a problem, are they responsible?
responsible on how? I mean, they're a multi-billion-dollar publicly traded company. I mean, they're...
Well, I think what you're getting at is if
If there's a hack,
If a
they're
hack
guaranteeing
gets
that
in-
it's not
Yeah.
not going to happen.
well they're not
Well,
they're not
that's-
guaranteeing that.
Well,
What they're guaranteeing
is that
is that
fact? Are they guaranteeing or not guaranteeing?
No, they're not. But we work with another provider that does actually have a ransomware guarantee. That if you
Okay.
get ransomware while using their their antivirus security platform, which is on your desktop,
How
for
expensive
service,
is that?
That's $15 a user.
per month.
$15?
$15 a user per month, right?
Per month.
And they guarantee with
Well,
money.
that sounds pretty reasonable. So that sounds better than $6.95. No.
Well, again, you're trying to protect it from several different angles. You know, you have your front door, the side door, the windows.
So
Different threats will be addressed by different platforms. There's no catch-all for everything. So if you're doing a lot of mail, which a lot of people are, you have to protect your mail. I mean, that almost goes without saying. You open files on the desktop, you download things, you share files with other people. You have to protect your desktop still. Just because it's in the cloud or you're strictly like mobile doesn't mean that there's immunity at any point. Hackers and other malicious users will look to those weaknesses wherever they may be. They might be on your mobile device, so they'll use phishing or SMS, called smishing. The acronyms don't really pan out, but
so they can even be breaking in even if you're on your phone, they can get into your network.
they will phish into your phone, and then they have malware on your phone. They have malware on iOS devices.
So what do you use on a phone?
You have to use some
Well,
of the
here's
different
the
platforms.
thing,
Again,
right?
but how much risk are you looking to protect yourself
Well,
from?
let me ask you this question, right? Because this is I think is a misnomer out there is that Apple products never get any viruses or broken into or anything like that. They're immune to all of that stuff.
Yeah.
Is that true?
That's completely, absolutely 100% false.
It's completely false.
Completely
so all you
false.
Apple users out there,
Yeah.
you're not as safe as you think you are.
No.
All right.
No. That's an absolute misnomer. Because as the more users use Apple for that reason, they don't take any security, any precautions in place because they just assume that it's just as secure. Yeah, 10 years ago when nobody was using the devices at such a scale, who's going to try and break into a machine that no one's going to use?
Yeah.
So everyone was targeting Windows. Now everything's gone mobile and web-based. So now the user mix has changed. So now we'll target Macs, we'll target PCs, everybody gets...
Right, so we're going after everybody now. We're not discriminating.
Right.
We're not discriminating.
And the problem is that the stuff with the Macs, the tools to protect Macs is not as sharp as it is for PCs. I mean, like that one platform I was telling you about that has a ransomware guarantee, they have a Mac platform for it. And it is very, very good. But other antiviruses, there's not that many, and let me not say there's not that many, but there's not that many that we would stand behind.
Okay, so let's really quickly, what are your top 3 products for, like, okay, I got a new machine, I'm going to get antivirus, and I'm going to put it in. What's your top 3 products for that?
So we'd use WebRoot and Sentinel.
Okay,
Right.
so WebRoot is something that I've just recently heard about, not too long ago. Where do they come from?
Back in the day, they were just an anti-spyware, anti-pop-up company.
Okay.
They've since gotten larger, and now have gone into the anti-malware space. Anti-malware being just bad applications in general. They're good as a foundational defense. All right, don't let it be your only, but We layer that on top with a platform called Sentinel.
Okay.
Sentinel looks at behavioral analysis.
So what you're doing is you're taking different types of products and combining them to make you even more secure. So you're putting the deadbolt in, and you're putting the the video doorbell on, and you're doing they're all different products.
And you're doing it on each window.
But you're creating more and more layers of protection.
You put another bulletproof vest on. You put one on. You start off with your antivirus. You keep your machines up to date. Great. You have the basic vest on.
That's another important point you just brought up. A lot of people don't realize they put an antivirus on it. They have to constantly get the updates.
Right.
I talk to people all the time. And they say, "Oh, I want to." It says it's time to do an update, and you go, you know what? I'm not going to do the update. Somebody told me never to do the updates. These are things I hear.
Stay on the updates.
Always do your updates, because if you're doing your updates, then you know you have the latest protection.
As well, and because the updates normally, every year thereabout is another update,
new version,
and they're looking to get paid again.
Yeah,
but when your phone does an update once every couple of months or every month, it says, what time do you want to do it? You hit the button, and that's it. You go to sleep, and you wake up in the morning, your phone's all done. Computers work the same way.
But on that point of updating, updating with signatures, right? Signatures expect, if you have a virus, right? And this virus this is what I know it to look like, and I know that if I see this exact file, I know it's bad. That's what a signature is. And if they see a new variant to it, where if they take it and turn it sideways, it's not the same one, but it does the same thing that it doesn't know about, it could get through until it starts getting picked up and there's another signature for it. And it says, all right, now this version is bad. That still leaves you open. So even if you're up to date, all they got to do is change it a little
sometimes
bit.
You don't know the latest thing, right? Because they're always trying to figure out another way around.
Right, and that's why regular antivirus is not the best way to go, or not to have the only option to go. You want to have something that does behavioral analysis, where it doesn't care what the file is.
Right.
All right. It's looking at behavior.
So,
what is being done?
What's the difference between a virus and malware?
A virus is a subset of malware. So malware is the umbrella on which bad software is covered under.
Right. Okay.
A virus is just a different flavor of it.
It's part of that malware.
Right.
It's all the viruses that become the malware.
That's correct. Yep. So, your malware now has evolved to the point where it's fileless. There is no more file for the antivirus to look at. So for a platform that could be like WebRoot or Symantec, Norton, if you have fileless malware, it runs in memory.
Norton used to be the man.
Used to be.
The
landscape has changed.
Right?
The landscape's always changing.
Right. But now it's even more advanced, where the viruses don't even need to give you a file. They can deliver a malware to you through an advertisement in your web browser, and based on that, it'll just run code.
Now, in addition to doing the security, which you're an expert in doing, what else does your firm do?
We do it with risk management. Okay, so risk management is, what does your operation do? Where do you have existing protection? Where do you not? And where you need to put resources so it's improving. Excuse me.
Am I upsetting you?
No. Here, Jim. Thanks.
He's got some water.
Oh, brought some water. Okay. We got water here in the studio.
Yeah. IT security.
Everything all right?
You all right?
Yeah.
You don't have an antivirus, do you?
They have, well, I think that's the water's supposed to be. Well, the water is a very
That's
bland.
not from Newark, is it?
Oh no.
That was a good question, right?
That was a
good question.
That was a good question.
Put that down.
No, IT security is a very dry topic, unfortunately. So,
That's good.
It's also teary-eyed.
Yeah, and a lot of these conversations do bring just people just glazing over, and I can tell I'm losing them.
Do you want us to just talk to each other for a while, and then we'll get back to you like at 5 after 9?
Yeah, we'll do that.
But it's not what it was. So fileless malware exists in memory, right? So you turn your computer off, it's gone. Whatever it did and whatever it was told to do is gone. So you can't just go back and run a virus scan thinking something's weird because there's nothing for it to scan.
Right, I gotcha.
And Sentinel is a platform that looks at behavior.
So basically, it comes and goes. It's like a
fog.
A fog.
There's nothing on the ground for you to see. There's nothing that gets left behind.
You also do everyday maintenance for your clients.
Absolutely.
On a constant basis. How many users at your top client? How many users do you have?
About 60.
60.
Yeah, I mean Long Island is small and mid-sized companies, so anywhere between
that's a nice sized company.
2 and it's pretty common for mid-sized Long Island.
Yeah, and what is something like a law firm or something like that? Those are the type of things that you would handle. So when you got what's the smallest client that you got? You got people like me where it's like
we have independent operators.
And where do they reach you?
They call us on our number 631-764-2600.
Wasn't that good? Try it again.
That was good. Will, WILL at 631-764-2600.com.
And if you want to ask Will a phone call. If you want to call and ask Will a question.
He's not a telephone guy, so we're not going to ask him about a phone call.
I'll help you out with that if you need.
Right?
That's it. 631-415-1365. If you have any questions, give us a call. We'll be more than happy to answer that.
Yep.
Especially if he can get a break in between there while you're asking the question, so he can take a sip of water and do that. Yeah. But even if you got some questions, you want to throw them up on Facebook. I'm monitoring Facebook, as you see. Darren Zinner is very active today.
Does he have another question?
No, he's mad at me because I was making fun of. Well, I'm not making fun of Apple. Apple's just not the greatest thing since sliced bread anymore. That's all I'm saying. They're liars,
right?
Well,
we both have an Apple.
I don't have an Apple.
The software is good. It's easy. For businesses, is a different nuance to it. That,
right.
When you look at the bigger picture things, we're actually in the middle of converting an office over from Mac to back to PCs. Their PC went to Mac, and then from Mac back to PC.
So why'd they go from Mac back to PC?
It just was under that concept. It was just easier. But in a business environment, when you have maintenance and you can't just throw out a computer and get another one, maintenance is difficult with them.
Also, it depends what your business is.
Well, they're expensive too compared.
We did a brand new comparison where, for the cost of 3 iMacs, right, similar specs on both ends, the Mac came in a little under $8,000. We did the same kit on a PC, same specs. We came in around $5,000.
Yeah, that's what I mean. They're much more expensive.
3 PCs to 3 Macs, there was roughly $2,500 difference. So just under $5,000, and the other one was just under $8,000. And this is a not-for-profit, mind you. So they don't have revenue that just...
They don't have unlimited dollars to spend on these things.
So
they have to be very
$2,000 of gap really makes a big difference.
Yeah, sure.
So
it makes a big difference for a lot of people, right? Especially small operators. Right. When you get 2 or 3 computers and that's all they're using, it's very important for them to make sure that they get it right and they get what they need.
Right.
Sometimes people buy more than they actually need. Do you see that a lot where people are saying, I want this, and you make a recommendation to say, hey, you know what, you don't really need this. Why don't you go with this? Yeah. And do you get people just saying, no, I don't care, I want what I want?
If they want what they want, I'm not going to tell them that they're wrong.
Mm-hmm. As suggestions, because that's what you want. Right. Their advisor.
But we'll make mindful suggestions to what it is that they need to do, what it is they want to do, and if there's any difference between those two, we try and make sure that those needs are accommodated. But at the end of the day, if the budget's not there to support whatever options are on the table, whatever they want to do and whatever they can do is irrelevant.
How many employees does your firm have?
I have myself and one other full time.
That's it?
Yeah.
So he's like me.
You're able to handle all this stuff?
Yeah.
Good
I'd say we run very efficiently, and we could charge higher rates to have staff stand around and just wait for something to happen. But efficiency is a big mantra.
Do you ever have to farm this stuff out when you get when you got those 12 phone calls after the storm?
Yeah, in a certain case like that, I mean, you look at Hurricane Sandy, right? Hurricane Sandy, there was a mess everywhere.
Right.
We got a lot of calls in an extremely short period of time. Everybody did. So certain things you can do and certain things you can't do, no matter how fast you can get there.
Right. It still doesn't matter.
Right. The situation
There's only so much you're going to be able to do.
It is what it is.
What we're going to do is when we come back, we're going to touch on storms. And really how to protect yourself from that, because I got an actually interesting story, we told you about before the show, that I want to share with everybody about what happened over these last couple of weeks with all these heavy storms that we
Wednesday
had.
nights.
On Wednesday nights, yeah. Wednesday nights they've been happening. So we'll be right back right after these messages. Small business owners, are you having trouble growing your business? Do you feel like you're always swimming upstream? Do you feel that daily tension that I can't get ahead and I don't know why? Hi everybody, my name is Darren Sayafi and I'm a business therapist. What's a business therapist? Well, some people call us coaches, some people call us advisors, other people even call us strategists. We take a vested interest in you and your personal development as a person and as a business owner to give you the tools and structure that you need to take it to that next level. So don't wait. Give me a call today for your free consultation and let me show you how you can help yourself.
Hi, this is Doug Cormack, Executive Director of Orchard Estate of Woodbury, Woodbury's first assisted living and memory care community. We're opening this summer for seniors who need a little or a lot of assistance with things like taking their medication, meals, or just a maintenance-free lifestyle. Our experienced staff keeps seniors and their families connected to what matters most. Call us today to inquire about our model apartments and discover how Orchard Estate of Woodbury is providing the lifestyle Long Island seniors deserve. Call 516-246-2167. That's 516-246-2167. Or visit orchardestatewoodbury.com. Licensure pending.
Hi, this is Darren from the Business Power Hour. Are you associated with a charity or a nonprofit organization that is looking to raise money, but you want to do something different from other charities or something you've never done before? Well, if that's the case, then you need to call our friends at Friend Entertainment USA. Friend Entertainment provides tribute concert events featuring the best tribute talent from all over the USA, saluting stars such as Donna Summer, the Bee Gees, Queen, and many more. Whether you like Motown, rock and roll, R&B, country, Christian, or whatever type of music you like, they will provide you with the best entertainment at a price that is very affordable. In addition to music, they are now offering comedy shows saluting such stars as Robin Williams and Joan Rivers. With over 31 years of experience, Friend Entertainment will teach you how to create a successful show. The first thing you need to do is sit down with them and learn how you and your organization can put together a show that can be done from anywhere in the USA. These events will help you bring needed funds and branding to your organization so you can continue to provide the needed services to your community. No organization is too big or too small. So reach out today. You can call or email Norman at Friend Entertainment USA and let him help your charity or nonprofit create an unforgettable fundraising experience. Call 844-698-9696. That's 844-698-9696. Or visit their website at friendentusa.com and ask for the Music Man. Tell him Darren sent you.
That's a good commercial.
Thank you.
When they say, tell them Darren sent you.
Yeah, you like that, right?
Yeah, but no one's called to say that Darren sent me. So, that's the...
I don't
anyway,
know.
welcome back to the Business Power Hour with Darren, him, and the Music Man, me.
That's it.
And we're sitting here with Will from F1 Solutions.
Right. And we're getting a lot of good questions
Yeah.
tonight.
And we've been talking about
I'm cutting him
threats and hacking. And we were talking about your business and your employees and whatever. Right. Now, I know Darren, he's just dying to go and talk about this, so he's going to talk about it. And then we're going to talk about something that affects everybody. Mm-hmm. From time to time, it's these Sandies, the storms, the snowstorms, the fallen branches, all this kind of stuff, and what you can hopefully do to protect yourself as much as you can. But you wanted to mention something.
Yeah, so like I said, Darren's in has been watching. Brian Cohen just joined. Hey, Brian, how are you?
Hey, Brian.
Hi, Brian, too.
I do now.
That's it.
Welcome.
Brian's a good guy.
Brian's a good guy, and I haven't seen Eileen on, but I'm sure she's watching. Hi, Eileen.
Hey, Eileen.
She may be
away.
So anyway, so Darren's in. One of my clients is coming up with some great questions, and I read the question to you during the break. And he wants to know why PCs slowed down so much, faster than Macs do. Right? He said he's had 3 PCs now. My answer is this. Because they're not you don't use a Mac to do work. You use a Mac to go play games. You use a PC to work. That's why.
So that's why some stuff doesn't work.
That's exactly it. He's playing games.
Well, not to take jabs, but there is an actual.
No, I know.
But there is a true difference
sarcastic.
between the two.
Right.
All right. The guts of them, the actual parts that make up both of them, are in essence the exact same. You pull a hard drive out of a Mac, you pull a hard drive out of the PC, they are the same.
They're interchangeable?
No. Well, yes, they're interchangeable, but but the part itself is no different. You buy a Western Digital or a Seagate or whatever your brand is, and they slap it into the box, and it's done. The way that he's experiencing these Macs being always faster versus PCs is that the way they're maintained. Okay, 2 things. One is the file structure for Mac is different than PC, naturally. The way Mac does their file system is more efficient. It is based on Unix, which is a Linux, and Unix is a whole separate type of environment.
It's a whole different language.
It is much more efficient. I will absolutely hand that to Mac in the Linux camp for sure.
Right.
PC operates a little differently. PCs need a little more maintenance to keep all the files, tidy. If you don't do any maintenance on your PCs at all, yes, over time they will degrade. As the drive fills up, it will degrade in performance as well. Keep in mind though, if you're not using a solid state, and mind you, it is 2019, so everybody should be using solid states. I mean, especially for a business, you will reap the rewards of putting solid state drives in on every single machine you have. You will save monumental amounts of time.
And speed, right?
Instant. Like you turn your computer on and say, I'm going to go get coffee. No, you stay at your desk and you work because the machine's already up and ready to go.
I have a new computer. It's an HP. I got it a couple of months ago. And it's scary how fast it is.
And chances are it's probably not the newer flavor of solid state drive either. There's a flavor that's 7 times faster than that.
Well, I just got one today. As you know, I do CFO services for clients, and I actually go to a client twice a week. I spend half a day there, twice a week, and I got my own desk, my own computer. It's an older company with an older network. They have some Windows 7 machines.
Which, by the way, at the end of the year are going to be unsupported, so you might want
to... it's already in the works. And one of my machines was Windows 7, and you could imagine what they're plugged into. So with all these storms that have been going on, last week, power outage, and then we came right back on, which created a spike. And the other 2 machines in the office I work in were hooked up to a UPS, a backup,
battery pack.
They were fine. My drive was fried because it was just plugged into a regular strip little thing. $5 strip thing, and it got fried.
Are there special strips?
Well, the battery backup is that. Yeah. Now, a battery backup would cost between about $45 and $65 for a small PC.
I guess it's worth it.
Well, if your machine that you had any value of whatever work you did that day is now lost,
the service contract they have with the provider that they work in with covered that. So, they put a brand new solid state drive in the machine, and when they reloaded the machine, it used to have Windows 7, now it has Windows 10.
How much was that solid state drive?
It depends on the size of the drive. But they're fairly inexpensive
nowadays.
Right?
Yeah, they're very expensive.
2 years ago, they were stupid expensive because they were just coming out with them, right?
Right.
But now they like everything. It's gotten more and more affordable, and the sizes are getting bigger and bigger.
I mean, just look at your phones. I mean, look at 5 years ago when you had the first generation of those phones.
It's a Note 9. I got 5 gigs of memory on it.
That's got 500 gigs. 500 gigs. And you can put another memory card, those little micro SD cards the size of your pinky.
Wait. How much room does the Apple phone have, Darren? Just want you know. I have 500 gigs on my phone. I can carry 500 gigs.
And that's things that these numbers are just just crazy. And those micro SD cards, the size of your pinky that you put into the side of your phone or you put into your camera now, that's a terabyte.
Yeah.
That was just
So what
amazing.
does one do? I'm home. I'm in my house or in my business. We're getting a storm. What do I do to protect myself? What does the average person do?
If you don't have a battery backup, right, now would be a good time to put one in before the storm comes in. If you don't have a battery backup and you have like minutes or an hour to figure it out, shut down the machines and unplug the power strip from the wall.
Okay.
So nothing is getting power.
Nothing's getting
that,
power.
To that
so
desk.
we got a good question from Brian. How do I know if my machine has a solid state drive?
Look at how long it takes to start up. A solid state drive.
That's the giveaway?
That's a giveaway. Yep. It's like it's like saying how do I know if my car has a turbocharger in it?
Hit the gas.
You hit the gas, and if you're kicked back into your seat, you got a turbocharger on it.
Right.
So if this is a solid state, I'm sitting at my desk and it throws me through the back window.
Yeah, like
I guess I'm pretty good.
Yeah, I mean that's really it should be that fast because a regular drive there's a mechanical arm to it. Think of it like a big record player.
Okay.
Right. You have a record player. You have a bunch of tracks on that thing, and the arm's got to go across, and it's got to read.
But there's no way to go into the computer and identify if it's an SSD drive or not.
I mean, you could look at it, look at the model number, look at the. I mean, not so much the brand, but the model. They're all laptop-sized drives.
Right. And now my understanding after this incident, because all he did was replace the drive, and it made a huge difference in the performance of the machine.
Right.
Brian's question is, do I need to replace my computer or can I just replace the drive?
We do in-place upgrades all the time.
So we can just take the old drive out,
take your old
put the new drive in, copy over the data.
Yep, we do a one-to-one copy.
Brian wanted to reach you and have this done. Listen to Brian, your phone number is?
631-764-2600.
And if Brian calls you and says he's from the Business Power Hour of Darren and the Music Man, you'll give him special consideration. Is that right?
Absolutely.
Hear that, Brian?
But you do have to say that you were
That's
the
right.
Power Hour.
Yeah.
Say that.
So you saw you on the Business Power Hour. So Brian, Brian will do that.
And I'll see you in the morning, and let me know if you want to get in touch with Will, because I'm going to see him in the morning.
Right.
He's going to be at that network group.
Yeah, we'll talk about that afterwards. I don't want to take up too much time on the show about that.
No, he wants to talk about his company.
Yeah.
You're digressing.
On the topic of storms, you want to make sure a battery backup. Again, it's another insurance policy. It's one of those things where it's not fun money. There's nothing. Oh, I got a battery backup, and I feel like my day's better. It's just it sits under the desk and it waits for it to happen.
So now we got dueling questions between Brian and Darren. All right, Darren's throwing another one out. What's the difference between a PC and a Chromebook?
So a Chromebook is really web geared, strictly web geared. Like it was designed for web consumption, right? And it's much like an iPhone that just has a laptop screen on it. It's pretty much the same concept. The iPhone is all web-based stuff. You're consuming media. Chromebook is in essence the same thing, or your Android phone with a keyboard attached to it. They do have some offline options as well, but for the most part, if you're expecting to replace your PC with a $300 Chromebook, that's not happening.
Yeah.
I mean, especially for business, unless you have very specific things that work in that environment, you're going to find yourself coming up short.
Right.
You want to use Microsoft Office, like the full desktop. You need Microsoft Outlook, the full desktop feature. That's not Chrome.
Right.
You're
not going to be able to do that on Chrome.
What does Darren's business do?
Darren's an electrician.
Okay. Why don't you give him a shout out, because he's been very good to me.
I'm going to give him a shout out.
Right. Well, on that note of an electrician, if you're doing a lot of stuff out in the field, okay, you can take they have Windows various tablets that are effective for that.
Yeah, I have him configured. He's got Android tablets where he runs his accounting program, his invoicing program on it. So when his guys are in this field, they do the invoice right then, email them, all of that stuff. It's all web-based. So, he's very efficient on that. That's why he keeps saying he has me to do all that stuff for him.
Right. And it depends on the business case, right? So if that wasn't what he was doing, that might not have been a good fit.
Right.
Maybe, like in my field, I can't use a Chromebook. I need to have a full laptop.
Well, he doesn't use Chromebooks for the business.
Oh, right, but the Android, it uses Android tablets.
What is a Chromebook? Just another type of computer?
It's Google's version of
it's Google.
like an iPad.
It's like an iPad with a keyboard type of flavor.
That's what it is. So Brian wants to know, right? So when you copy the hard drive over, you're copying everything.
It's a one-to-one.
So it's photos, it's everything. Unless they're inappropriate.
I don't know.
Brian? So you got to get the inappropriate ones off.
Probably inappropriate too.
Yeah.
You don't want to throw those away.
It's a Xerox. It's a.
You basically all you're doing is moving all the furniture from one house,
right,
and putting it in another.
Right. And when we do that transition, you would expect to see the same 6 chairs at the table and the couch that was in the living room.
And it's all going to be set up exactly the same. You're
Exactly
just
the
going from one house to the other, and when you go in, you're going to be able to recognize everything that's in the house.
So when you start up that machine, it's going to be the same screen you saw.
So that's a shout out for our friend Rob at Zipbox, because he can help you do all that stuff, move from one house to the other.
And we help you move your data too. So if you're looking to get into the
Rob
cloud,
may be getting a call from me soon.
Yeah.
So if you guys can move physical furniture and move offices, we help move your office data, because most businesses don't realize that has to be coordinated, or rather orchestrated.
Do you work with movers?
Yeah, all the time. There's a lot of things going on, a lot of moving parts, especially in the IT realm now that everything is so data and internet centric.
Well, the thing is, the data part, and this is what people don't get, the data part really drives the businesses. So the longer you're down, the worse you are. So it's very important to have it all planned out, all choreographed, as you say, to make sure that we're going from point A to point B and we have the minimum amount of downtime as possible so everybody can work.
Right.
So it's all of these things that we got to look at. Wow, look at what time it is, my friend.
Scary.
We're coming right down to the end, Will.
I know.
That flew.
I know, and I have so many other questions I want to answer on the boards here.
Well, yeah. Well, we got to say his photos, no comment. My last photo of Norman was questionable. That's what he said.
You said what?
His last photo of you is questionable.
Well, that's photo of
Yeah, your fly was probably down.
Like that woman who tried to hack me.
Yeah, the woman that tried to. Oh, yeah.
Let's go to the backup and see what the photo said.
Right, yeah.
I'm not going to discuss
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not going to do that on that show.
Not at this show. Maybe when we do 11 o'clock at night or something like
Yeah.
that.
There we go. But Will, we want to thank you for coming on.
My pleasure.
All right,
Thanks for having me.
And we'll have to have you on again. But great job tonight.
Before we go, is there any events that you're doing? Are you doing any seminars? Are you doing any speaking groups? Anything like that you want people to attend or come to?
Not in the near future. Everyone's kind of on hiatus, honestly, from the summer. We'd probably be looking to do something maybe towards the end of the year, as things kind of ramp up. The end of the year. And
well, if you don't come back again before the end of the year, which we're not expecting you to be, you've already been twice. We'd love to have you, but you can call us. When we're on air and let us know when you're going to do this, and we'll certainly do
if you got anything, just let us know. We'll get it out there.
We can do that for you.
Yeah, we do that shout outs. We want to give a big shout out to Brian tonight, for Brian Cohen's one of our biggest fans, always watching. Thanks, Brian. And Darren from DZ Electric.
DZ?
DZ. D is in Darren, Z is in Zebra. DZ Electric. Yes, I do. 631-484 3496. That's because it's in my program to my phone. That's why I don't know it off the top of my head down. All right, but 631-484-3496. Call the people over at DZ Electric.
Tell them that the Music Man sent you.
Yeah, tell them the Music Man you said,
because
he ain't even going to pay attention to me. But if you tell, but definitely do that. They're great guys. They get some great reviews on their work,
and they'll turn you on.
And they'll turn you on. There you go. They'll check your shorts.
There
you go. We go on and on. There we go.
So, anyway, Will, thank you very much.
My pleasure, guys. Thanks so much for having me.
I appreciate it.
Thank you very much for being here.
You got it.
Thank you. Great show.
All right, good show tonight. So what do you got going on?
Nothing. Same as last week. We're all good. We are planning a Valentine's Day show now.
Oh yeah,
Valentine's
cool.
Day show going. Also, I was yesterday at the Italian American Club, a sensational place. This is in a huge living complex of 1,500 homes.
Wow.
And they run out. It's further out east, and I got to meet Tony. And we had a great conversation.
So you went to the Italian American Club and you met a guy named Tony.
Exactly. Anthony.
Anthony.
It's
Anthony.
Yeah, he's taking a bus tour with his people, and they're going to the Bronx, to the Italian section of the Bronx, and they're going shopping, they're going to eat, and they're going by bus ride, and they're coming to Alba show.
Okay.
In October.
Fantastic.
Which was really nice, and just really, really nice people.
Very cool.
Very, very nice.
Very cool
stuff.
stuff.
To go.
Well, I'll tell you what, September 15th, I'm going to be somewhere.
Yeah, we're going to be there together.
We're going to be there together. So if you want to come down and see me and the Music Man, September 15th at Governor's Comedy Club.
Picture that?
Hey.
Is it upside down?
My brother actually did stand up at Governor's the other week.
So our friend Eileen.
I might be, yeah.
Yeah, our friend Eileen Karina.
I'm sorry?
Karina.
What do you want to know? Just speak.
The mic's out.
We're
No?
off the air?
It's okay.
No, it's okay. Eileen Karina, she's doing a fundraiser. All right, September 15th at Governor's Comedy Club. So go to Pulse Center.
Great
Right?
organization.
Yeah, go to the Pulse Center's website for more information. And if you want to come down and see us, we'll be there that night.
We'll be there.
So with that said,
I got it all.
everybody have a great week. We
Who's
look
coming
forward
on
to
there?
seeing.
There was somebody that's coming on next week that I wanted to mention. I forget.
You forget who it is? You don't even know who our next guest is?
We have so many. You didn't know that. We took a second date.
Yeah, we're going to start doing Monday nights in September.
Yeah, we was all sold out thanks to everybody out
Yeah.
there and people like yourself. And we're now going Monday nights. 6:15.
Monday nights,
Monday
6:15.
nights.
Cool.
So we're rocking and rolling, man.
Cool.
Looking forward to it.
Maybe you get a different crowd if you come on Monday night too.
Look at you.
Anyway,
Always
thank
so.
you everybody. Thank you
All
very
right.
much for watching and giving us your time and your effort. We thank you.
And everybody have a happy and safe week, and we'll see you next week.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
They're all dead. The lines cut off inside my head. I left here like a broken man with no idea of where I stand. Oh, my mind clear. Oh, I shed all of my tears. Oh, now baby, I was just waiting here while you moved on. Security, this newfound freedom you kept from me. The sound of all your loaded guns. This heartbreak war has just begun. The sound of all your loaded guns. This broken man has already won. Oh, my mind clear. Oh, I shed all of my tears.